Welcome to Latest News Report. Today, we are bringing you a very important and serious update that you need to know. Make sure you watch this video till the end. A missile rises into the sky from a narrow street in Tehran. Solid fuel, final connections in place. 4 men move with calm precision, the kind that only comes from doing the same thing over and over again, even under fire. This isn't just any missile. It's long-range, powerful enough to reach deep into enemy territory, and just minutes ago, no one knew it was there. Suddenly, it becomes the top priority. But to understand this moment, we need to go back, because what happened in the skies over Iran that morning was not a clean operation. It was controlled chaos. At exactly 5:47 a.m., dozens of aircraft moved toward Tehran. Stealth fighters, strike jets, support units, a full-scale aerial operation over one of the most heavily defended regions in the world. The mission was clear: disable key military infrastructure. But within minutes, everything changed. The first strike pilot locked onto a target. Everything looked perfect: clean signal, stable approach, ideal conditions. And then, warning alarms exploded inside the cockpit. Radar lock. Incoming threat. In seconds, the pilot had to decide, survive or be hit. He turned sharply, deployed countermeasures, not out of strategy, but instinct, the kind of reaction built through years of training. The missile missed. But here's the part that shocked everyone. That defense system was already supposed to be destroyed. Satellite images had confirmed it days earlier, yet somehow it was active again, hidden, waiting. It was a trap, and for a brief moment, it worked. Signals were transmitted, positions exposed, and just like that, the battlefield shifted. Air defense systems that should have been silent came alive. Radar suites, missile locks. Pilots who were seconds away from completing their mission were now fighting just to stay alive. One by one, targets were reassigned, threats neutralized, but at a cost: time, fuel, momentum. Because in modern warfare, every second matters, and every delay changes the outcome. Below the skies, the situation was even more complex. Smoke filled the city, visibility dropped, precision systems struggled, targets were no longer clear, and in a city filled with civilians, margin for error disappeared. Some pilots hesitated, some waited, because one mistake could mean hitting the wrong place. And then, a new threat appeared. A drone. Vulnerable, slow, but critical. It was the only system providing real-time visuals through the smoke. If it was lost, pilots would be flying blind. Moments later, an enemy aircraft moved in. Lock acquired. Seconds away from impact. A defending jet reacted instantly. Missile launched. Target destroyed. The drone survived, but the mission was still far from complete. Because then, everything changed again. A moving launcher was detected, a missile preparing to fire, hidden in a narrow urban street surrounded by buildings. This was no longer just another target. This was urgent, immediate threat. The nearest strike aircraft was redirected. No time to plan, no margin for error. Coordinates updated mid-flight. The pilot adjusted course, descending through smoke, managing multiple systems at once. Everything happening at once. The strike was released. Seconds later, impact. The street disappeared in fire. The missile threat eliminated. But the mission wasn't over, because fuel was running low, time was running out, and not all targets were destroyed. Some remained untouched, not because they couldn't be hit, but because they shouldn't be. Civilians were too close. In modern warfare, sometimes the hardest decision is not pulling the trigger. As the operation ended, aircraft began returning. Mission partially complete, threats neutralized, but questions remained. Was this a demonstration of overwhelming power or a warning of new vulnerabilities? Because one thing is certain: the battlefield is changing faster than ever before. And the next conflict may look very different from anything we've seen before. So the real question is, are we witnessing control or the beginning of something much harder to contain?
Let me know what you think, and if you want deeper analysis like this, subscribe to Latest News Report.